What's going on, everybody? This is Brian from SneakerFiles.com, recapping the news, and once again we have a good amount of shoes to talk about, something you may like, some stuff you may not like. And before I give you a breakdown on what's in this video, if you have a second, like always, greatly appreciate a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit the red button below. Also, if you haven't done this yet, make sure to hit the bell button as well, because in the last video I got a lot of people telling me they weren't even alerted that I released a video. So the bell button should help a bit more. I've also heard that people are having issues with that as well, as far as getting updates go. Now, as for what's in this video, we have a first look at the Air Jordan 10 Desert Camo, as well as info on an upcoming Air Jordan 1 for 2020. There's a lot more from Jordan Brand, a good amount from Nike. For example, we have the new Air Max 1 Tinker sketch, specifically a release date as well as photos. Last but not least, we have a few things from Adidas. And now, without wasting too much more of your time, let's jump into the news. We have new release information for Donovan Mitchell's first signature shoe, known as the Dawn Issue #1. For their first release, they are teaming up with Marvel to release the Spider-Man edition, and they'll first drop on adidas.com on July 1st, and then we'll have a wider release take place on July 5th. Retail price is set at $100. Now, also previewed is the Symbiote Spider-Man, Stealth Spider-Man, and Marvel's Iron Spider. For those three colorways, there isn't a set release date, but they're going to drop later this year. We also have a second release date for the Undefeated Adidas Ultra Boost, known as Blackout. Now, images circulated months back, and this possibly could be a first drop of a few to come. I know the Stars and Stripes pair released maybe 3 or 4 times over the past several months. But as of now, this pair will debut at Undefeated chapter stores and online at undefeated.com on June 28th. Moving on to Nike, and we have a few LeBron 16 lows to talk about. And the first one has an Olympic or USA vibe to them, and they come dressed in white, metallic gold, and midnight navy. Now, they feature white mainly throughout the upper. Navy hits the tongue overlay, liner, heel, insole, and midsole. Following, we have metallic gold on the branding along with red accents. The last few details is USA flags hidden on the back heel and a gum rubber outsole. So you can expect this pair to arrive at select retailers on July 1st. Retail price is set at $160. The next pair takes more of a premium approach, and this is the Nike LeBron 16 low, being called Black Python. It features black knitting across the upper, and then we have white on the laces, midsole, and rubber outsole. Python is used on the tongue and heel, and then the look is completed with neon yellow within the Air Max unit. Now, this pair doesn't have a set release date, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that they're going to drop during July, and retail price is $160. It appears that there's a new version of the Nike KD12 EYBL. Now, it isn't known if both versions will release, but we do know as of now the pair that comes dressed in teal tint, red orbit, and photo blue will debut in July. Also, comparing the pair that is confirmed to release versus the pair that's unknown, the pair releasing features lighter shades throughout. Now, as you can see, the shoe features various bright shades throughout. And for those that don't know what EYBL is, it is Nike's Elite Youth Basketball Tournament, and you can expect this pair to land at select retailers on July 19th. Retail price will be $150. Also releasing during the month of July is the Nike Little Posite Pro, known as 3D. Now, in some videos back, I'm not sure exactly when, I showcased the Air Force 1 Low 3D, which was labeled a kids exclusive, and I was a little bit upset about that because I felt that they could have released for kids and adults. And it appears that, as you can see, Nike is releasing a 3D collection. Here, like I mentioned, we have the Little Posite Pro, and it comes dressed in white, blue hero, red orbit, and indigo force, highlighted with a white foam posite shell. Black texture runs across the eye stays, and then we have a large jewel blue swoosh on the panels. Instead of using a carbon fiber plate, we now have a 3D graphic, and then the swoosh located on the heel is layered, so it kind of gives it that 3D look. Now, completing this pair is a milky translucent outsole and 3D glasses on the tongue. Like I mentioned, this is going to be a kids exclusive release, and this pair is dropping on July 1st. Retail price is $180. Some of you may remember in the last video I talked about the USA Foamposite 1. That pair is also releasing on July 1st, and it's going to be a women's exclusive, and it also has kind of a similar color theme. Alright, so before I start talking about this piece of news, I shared it on Twitter, and I'm not going to sit here and act like I know about the history, because honestly I don't. I tried researching it, and I couldn't exactly tie into why this is being labeled as a controversial shoe. But either way, I was informed by my sources that the Nike Air Max 1 4th of July has been recalled due to controversy. Now, that controversy comes from the heel due to the flag, and doing research, this was, I believe, the original flag designed by Betsy Ross, and I did a ton of research if this flag is tied into any racist type stuff, and I really couldn't find anything other than a few articles from big publications. I'm not sure which ones offhand, but they were basically stating back in 2016 there was a few individuals holding a Trump flag along with the Betsy Ross flag, and some believe that the Betsy Ross flag is tied into hate. Now, I don't understand it 100%. I'm not going to sit here and act like I do, like I mentioned earlier, but I was told that a mass email went out to retailers from Nike stating that we need the shoes back. They're being recalled because of the use of the flag on the heel. Now, initially I was told it was due to the Confederate flag. Now, I don't want to get down this road because I do not want to talk politics on this channel, nor do I want a strike on my channel or anything like that, because I noticed that people start talking about politics, a lot of bad things happen to their YouTube channel. However, when I shared this shoe on Twitter, a lot of people were upset that Nike pulled the plug on this shoe. They actually liked the shoe, and they didn't understand why it was controversial. And like I mentioned, I don't 100% get it either. I didn't read the email from Nike. I will say this, it came from my confirmed sources, the ones that always give me the good info. And immediately after he told me this, I went on to Nike Sneakers because the shoe was listed on Nike Sneakers. I refreshed the app and it was removed. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think Nike should still release them? Do you know more about this shoe than I do, or I should say why it's controversial? Let me know in the comments below. Last up from Nike, and more on a positive note as far as releases go, we have a first look and a release date for the Nike Air Max 1 Tinker Sketch. I was also informed by my sources last night of a release date, but before I get into that, let's break down the shoe. And first up, you're going to notice that, well, you're probably going to notice a ton of different things, but that it does feature the OG like university red color theme. But the inspiration for the shoe actually comes from Tinker Hatfield's illustration of the Air Max 1 that he did on paper before it came to life. Now, this pair features red across the mudguard and swoosh, and it kind of has that drawn stroke effect throughout. In addition, we have his signature on the heel, and on the liner it reads, "Sketch, property of Nike, not for resale." I guarantee these are going to be resold if they're on the limited side. Now, finishing the look is sketch lines across the translucent outsole. Now, I don't know of a retail price as of yet, but they will release at select retailers on July 13th. Jordan Brand officially unveiled the new Jordan Jumpman Diamond, and they also released a press release, so I'm going to read from them. The Jordan Jumpman Diamond is the latest addition to the brand's performance basketball line. Designed by Tinker Hatfield and the Jordan Footwear design team, the construction provides finely tuned support and forefoot responsiveness. Highlights include an external diamond cage system, also featured on the Truner NXT and LT, and Nike Zoom Air in the forefoot. So amongst the press release, they shared several colorways. One of those is black, red, and white, black and white, and white, purple, and blue. Now, if you're interested in purchasing, this shoe drops on July 1st. Retail price is $130. We also have new images of the Air Jordan 12 FIBA. Now, in the last video, I went over the shoe more in depth, so I'm not going to do that here. but I did want to throw in a few of these new images because of course it gives us a better look and they're a lot nicer than the previous set. Now just a heads up, if you didn't see the last video, this pair drops on August 24th. As of now, that date can change and retail price is set at $190. We now have new images as well as a release date for the Air Jordan 11 Low IE Space Jam. Now, I feel that we don't need to fully go over the shoe. The look and theme clearly explains itself, but what I will do is point out a few highlights, and that would be patent leather used on the overlays to really mimic that Air Jordan 11 Space Jam feel. And then we have an icy blue translucent outsole as well as Concord hits throughout. Now, as for the more important information, if you're a fan of the shoe, they drop on July 13th and retail price will be $170. Here is another shoe that we really don't need to go over as far as looks go, and it's the Air Jordan 11 Bred. As far as anything new goes, we don't have any. All the release info is the same, which I will break down in about 30 seconds or so. However, I did want to share this because once again, these images are really nice. And this is actually the second shoe this year that I'm really excited for. The first one was the yellow Ferrari Air Jordan 14. One other thing is I'd like to point out that I'm a super big fan, and this might seem very minimal, but you'll notice the high cut patent leather. We got that little bit of white running around it. I absolutely love that. That was a way that you can tell from the OG and a retro. I mean, of course, the OG had a higher cut patent leather. There was a lot of stuff, but this will be the first time we see both of those features on a retro. And as for a release date, so far they're set to debut on December 14th, and retail price will be $220. We have a new Air Jordan 1 to talk about that is releasing during 2020. And first up, I'd like to make note that this is a Photoshop. It's not confirmed that the release will look like this. However, the color theme that is confirmed to release comes dressed in black, gym red, and metallic silver. So due to that, this is where we're at with this Photoshop. Now, it's very possible that they could release like this. I do believe that the metallic silver will accent some of the branding. I don't think it's going to be a big feature on the shoe, but you can expect a lot of black and gym red to be featured throughout. Now, as for a set release date, we don't have one as of yet. However, they will drop during January 2020. Retail price is set at $160. Last up from Jordan Brand, we have a first look at the Air Jordan 10 Desert Camo. Now, this pair comes dressed in a desert camo, black and light chocolate color combination. Now, in the thumbnail, it's a Photoshop, so it's going to be clearly different here because honestly, I'm not going to be able to cut this shoe out to get it on a white background. But breaking down the shoes, as you can see, we have camouflage running across the upper that extends towards the heel and toe, while black lands on the ankle, tongue, laces, liner, and midsole. Finishing the look, we have both black and what appears to be olive running across the outsole, and then red used on the Jumpman. One thing you're going to also notice on this shoe, that there's a few variations as far as shading goes due to the lighting of each photo, and I'm sure we're going to get a clearer look very soon. Now, as for the release info, this pair drops on August 31st, and retail price will be $190. And that recaps the news. Like always, we post it first on SneakerFiles.com, and then we take it to YouTube. Now, honestly, I thought I was going to drop the review today. I should have dropped it yesterday, but I had a few issues with my camera, so unfortunately that didn't happen. But like I mentioned prior, news videos will always come first, and there was enough, well over enough to do a video. So it looks like the last video for Friday more than likely will be the review, or I might do 2 uploads. But leave a comment below and let me know from this video what you liked or what you disliked. Also, greatly appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video, and if you're not subscribed yet, make sure to hit the red button below. Again, thanks for watching. Stay tuned to SneakerFiles.com, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe.